If you're here purely for collars, skip ahead about 2.5 minutes. Otherwise, stick around for vibes. Are you kidding me with this shit? Beautiful day. Hi. I've woken up today thinking that I'll make a video, I'll sew something. But my house is like... There's so many jobs to do. There's so much to do that the idea of pulling out fabric and making more mess is not sitting right. So instead I thought I would vlog. Let's vlog. I'm really bad at doing things unless I have an audience. My intrinsic motivation is lacking and I need extrinsic motivators, which is you guys at this point, if you're watching. So let's do chores, let's do jobs, and then if there's time, let's sew later, you know? It's really bright out here. I probably shouldn't have recorded here. Also, I'm a little bit hungover, full disclosure. Our street is blessed to be the very last to get its rubbish collected in our area. The trucks don't come till like 3 in the afternoon, which is perfect if you always forget to put your rubbish bins out the night before, like I do. We've had so much rain lately and there's so much washing piling up. It's funny, people will say, oh, do you want to have kids? Instead of saying, oh, do you want to do 2 to 3 loads of washing every day for the foreseeable future? And, oh, hot tip, if you have one of these kids' playhouses, you can just hide all your junk inside it. We did it! We did a heap of chores. It's definitely the exact same day as before. No time has passed. Intervening meltdowns, life, work, patterns of sleep and wake have not happened since that last thing. I got these patterns for cute collars off of Etsy. Paul in Essence is how I would pronounce that name. I'll let you know at the end if they're any good. I'll link it below. But yeah, they're 3 Peter Pan collars, one with pointy lapels. Christ, I'm bad at this. One with like pointy lapels, one with rounded, and then a cute like scalloped flower collar. And I'm organized. So for material, I was channeling the GANNI. I know it's probably a like 2-year-old trend, but I'm slow on the uptake trend-wise. And I'm fine with that, whatever. And I was at the op shop recently and I saw what sparked all of this was finding a shirt in this fabric, which felt very GANNI to me. So obviously I've started making this collar already. I was just in a mode, I wanted to do it, I didn't film it. Eek. Not great YouTube etiquette, you know, but forgive me, hopefully. For the other 2 collars, I want to make all 3. We're doing 3, I like 3s. For the rounded lapel collar, I got this shirt at the op shop, which is beautiful, 100% cotton. It's like a greeny, khaki and blue check. She nice. So that's going to be the rounded. They better be called lapels or else I'm going to feel like a real fool. Lapel. On your lapel. I think that's right. And then for the flower one, obviously I want to make it pink. And I got this great shirt. And let's just sew all day. How fun. I picked up these men's shirts at a church op shop near my house. The woman working there told me that a guy had brought them in and he was a little bit sad because they didn't fit him anymore. He'd lost some weight, but he still really loved them and he was hoping somebody would give them a good home. I did not tell her that I planned to cut them up. I felt like I would not want that information to get back to the man. I plan to attach ruffles in the same fabric to the edges of each collar, so here is how I broke down the shirt sleeves to make them. First, you cut along the shoulder seam to separate the sleeve from the body. Then you cut along the inner seam to make it flat and remind it of its life before it was a sleeve. And then you cut it into 5cm strips, and even better if it's a fabric like this one with a line check, because you don't even need to mark your cutting lines. I then attached each strip along the short ends to make a super mammoth long strip. Then I pressed the seams flat and folded it in half, wrong sides together. The beauty of these collars is that every edge is internal when it's a finished product, so I didn't have to finish any of the edges with an overlocker or a zigzag stitch. Apologies for my disgusting ironing board cover. Someone ought to make a video of themselves making a new one out of op shop fabrics. To make the ruffles, I lay my ruler and I folded the strip back 1cm and ironed flat, and then I lined the next one up to be 2cm from the last to create tight little 1cm ruffles. And then I did this for what felt like the rest of my life. I then sewed all the ruffles down with a straight stitch. Oh, and this reminds me, I need to book my machine in for a service. It is sounding really clunky after I bent the needle in last week's video. I attached the ruffle to one side of the collar facing inwards, and then I made a big old sandwich with the other side of the collar and the ties, which I just made by insiding out some snaky tubes. I was trying to make the green fabric into a pointy collar, pattern A in the pattern pack, and the ruffles were just too bulky. I could not get this point to be neat and to have the ruffle go around it. I could not see what I was doing on the inside. I couldn't smush it all in there. So in the end, I decided to unpick and re-stitch this one into a smaller curved collar. I think if you want to do the pointy collar, you need to be a pro or use a thinner material for your ruffle. I sewed all layers around the edge, leaving a 5cm gap so that I could inside it out. I gave it a really good iron, and then I hand stitched the gap closed. I definitely recommend this pattern if you are new to sewing. The flower collar you could finish in about an hour. The other two take longer, obviously, because of the ruffles, but it is easy, it's just time consuming. My boyfriend said I looked Amish chic, and I believe he meant it as a compliment. Let me know which one is your favorite in the comments, please, and I love you. Goodbye.